What's up, guys? It's Cameron, and today I want to talk to you about an issue that if you've been dropshipping for a little while, you're going to run into no matter what. At least from my experience and from what I've heard people message me about. So lately, I've been getting my normal sales. There's been ups and down days, whatever, but I get a lot of sales that I end up just having to message them to cancel because, the price has changed or the supplier has just completely gotten rid of the product on Amazon or eBay, wherever I bought it from. And there's a reason this has been happening. Now, to some of you, this is no new information, but a lot of you are new and still starting, so I feel like it's a good reminder, especially because it's happening to me a lot, to prep your marketplace for the future of when you start to grow a little bit. Because now that mine's grown and I'm starting to hit this issue more and more, it's kind of something that is avoidable, but at the same time, there are little things that happen that make it unavoidable. So just being on top of those little key points can help you out in the long run. So what's going on? Basically, I keep getting orders come through. I get all excited. I get a new order and I'm like, hell yeah, I get to sell something. I get to make some profit. Perfect. But I go to fulfill the order, finally get to it. Sometimes I wait a couple days because I'm not in a hurry most of the time to get these orders fulfilled. By the time I get to the order, I open it up, start filling out my spreadsheet, doing all this stuff, opening up FBM Box, getting it all going, all to find out that I'm not going to make any profit, or I'm only going to make $1, or the item doesn't even exist. So now I'm going to go through all this crap just to replace the item. I have my scripts that I've posted before. It's also in my course. All that stuff is down in the description. But I have these scripts that I'll copy paste to customers. So if I run into an issue or even if they just have a question, a lot of them are just common answers that you can copy paste from this list of scripts that I have. Anyway, I end up having to use this cancellation script. So people who, like exactly what I'm talking to. I'm rambling now. Sorry. People who just, bought an item that I can't sell. I'll have a copy paste script that I put in there and I just say, oh, hey, I went to fulfill your order and I noticed we're out of stock on this item. So sorry about that. The quickest way to reverse the transaction is to go and request to cancel the order. And I do that. I copy paste that in there with, there's some more of it in there, but I just to shorten it for you. And then I drag and drop a picture from my desktop that shows the exact cancellation instructions, which is something that I got from you guys on the Facebook group. So, which the Facebook group's now at like 7,000 people. Amazing. So if you're looking for answers, the Facebook group's a great place to start. That you can ask anything in there as long as it's not you trying to sell your VA services or whatever, outside of the stuff that I post in there and offer for some people that are the proven people that are good at that stuff. As long as you're not trying to sell that you're a supplier and stuff like that, you're good. You can ask questions. Don't be afraid to do that. A lot of people with a lot of experience can answer your questions. But anyway, I post all that in there, and then I have to hope that they cancel and know how to cancel. I've had to personally cancel mine, or cancel some orders, which has dinged my cancellation score. Which, for those of you who don't know about that, I have videos on that, but it's basically if you have to go in and cancel orders yourself, it hurts your profile. And if you cancel too many orders, it's a percentage. If you cancel too many, they get your account kind of shut down if you're not too careful. So be mindful of that. But I'm having to cancel so many orders because I've got items that are in my marketplace from when I started months ago and even weeks ago sometimes, where the landscape just changes and those items no longer exist, or the prices have changed because of the time of year it is. And there are things that I just haven't gotten marked out of stock. So the key here is make sure you're marking things out of stock that you no longer wish to sell. So the first time you run into an item that you have to cancel because the price change no longer exists, make sure you're going in there and canceling the order for the customer. Hopefully they're canceling the order for you, but worst comes to worst, cancel the order, take the hit once, and then just mark the damn item out of stock so that you don't have to worry about it. Now, some of you may notice you can mark an item out of stock and then it will come back into stock randomly from Facebook's side and you run into the problem again. From what I've noticed is if you're messaging a customer back and forth that bought an item that you're like, crap, I don't want to sell this, and you have to mark it out of stock, wait until you're completely done with that conversation with them and you know they're not going to message you back. Then go in and cancel the item. Make a note on your computer, on a Post-it or something, telling you to do that. Just give it some time until you know you're not going to get a message about that item anymore, and then go mark the item out of stock. From what I've noticed, and it definitely used to be a thing, I feel like it's still happening to me, but if you go and you like, say you're in the middle of a conversation with somebody, you're like, you go and mark it out of stock because it's annoying that you're having this conversation and you're just dealing with the customer. Well, if you keep messaging that customer, it tells Facebook that that item is still something you're interacting with, and Facebook will mark it back in stock, almost to like be convenient for you, I guess. I don't know why, but that's why I'll notice I'll mark something out of stock and then it's back in stock. And it's because I marked it out of stock and I continued a conversation and Facebook put it back into stock for me. So a week later, or days later, or however the frequency is, I'll get another order on it. I'm like, this problem item. And since I legitimately sold it beforehand, you can't delete the item. All you can do is mark it out of stock. But if you keep marking it out of stock at the wrong time, it's just going to cause trouble for you. So that's my advice to you. Also, just delete things. There's two mindsets on this. I sometimes go back and delete things every once in a while. If I'm just bored, I'll go through all my listings and just get rid of crap that I haven't sold at all. That I'm like, now with some experience under my belt, I like look at them, I'm like, that's not a good item. That item's not a good selling item. It's just taking up space. Get rid of it. Get rid of it. Especially if you're using something like FBM Fox that's tracking the pricings for you and updating pricings on your behalf, which I super recommend. But just getting rid of items that you don't actually sell will also just help keep your syncing numbers down too, and just keep your FBM Fox more organized as well. So if you need more information on that, I've got a coupon code down in the description that gives you 10% off your first month. If you're not interested in paying for anything because you're brand new, they do have a free lister tool that I totally recommend using. I keep getting a lot of comments on my Z-Drop videos from back in the day when I posted those, and they're like, hey, I got Z-Drop or whatever, but I don't know how to use this part or this part. Just letting you guys know, if you're new, I don't promote Z-Drop anymore. A lot of us YouTubers don't promote them anymore just because we've found that it's just not the best tool anymore. So just putting that out there. That's why you don't see coupon codes for Z-Drop in my descriptions, just because now there's a free lister tool. There's no point in using it. So, and they've raised their prices. But that's all I'll talk about that. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Just mark your stuff out of stock at the right time so that you're not hitting that mistake over and over again. And you should be good. And delete things that you don't want to sell anymore. But thank you for watching. This is now the support part of the pod. I always do it. I do it every single time. It's not a podcast. It's a YouTube video. Anyway, it should be a podcast. Let's be honest. Support part of the YouTube video. I've got my course if you're a beginner. A lot of people have been getting my course lately. It is down in the description. Again, there are plans to double the size of the course. I know I've said that for a couple weeks now. Trust me, it's coming. And that will, if you're new, it just, instead of you having to learn from all the free resources online and take a lot of time, which is exactly what I did. So if you decide to do that, there's no problem. You do it that way. That's what I did. And I'm fine. I turned out fine. So, but if you're just impatient, you're like, no, man, I got a job. I can't be spending hours a day looking at all these things. I just want to get this side hustle going. The course is a great way to do that. Normally it's $150. Coupon code down in the description makes it $75. And it will just grow. And then once it grows, you've already paid for it once. You don't have to pay for like upgrades to get the new content or anything. You'll just get that new stuff and get alerted when that happens. So that's a great way to ramp up the speed of which you learn this information. Or, like I said, continue just to watch the videos, check out other YouTubers, check out other resources online. I'm sure you'll figure it out in the long term. So that's it. FBM Fox, I've already talked about that. Probably not going to talk about it anymore in this video, but it helps you price track things. It has a lister tool. You can do product research with it, Basically, you can use it to organize and supply all your information for your marketplace, and it auto price tracks everything for you. So you don't have to go in and change prices or do any of that stuff on your own. It does it for you. Great tool, especially if you're making enough profit to cover the cost. And they've lowered all their prices not too long ago anyway, so it's way cheaper than it used to be when it even first started, and it has like double the features. So definitely worth it to me. That's pretty much it though, guys and ladies. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.